band. That's why teacher asked you to prepare rubber band only. Okay, so for those who just joined us, you can check your seesaw announcement, right? Teacher already sent yesterday about the material that you have to prepare. Teacher sent 2 days earlier because you only need to prepare your science book and also rubber band or balloon. Okay. Kali, sit down, sit down. Kali, sit down. For the materials, you can look for the materials after we're done with our classes. Kali, turn on camera. Where are you going? All right. So today we are going to look about the characteristic of materials. Okay, we're going to explore more. In the previous class, can you check inside your skill, not skill habit, your practical book, what notes we already done together? Notes that we already done together. Practical book, open your practical book. Don't just look at your screen and look at teacher's face. Look inside your book. What is the notes that we already done together? We already done about the materials, example of materials, correct or not?
It's a basic resource of material.
Basic resource of materials. After that, the latest
Properties
one.
of materials. Properties.
Properties of materials we already done. So properties of materials, we even included some of the objects, some of the materials and also their example. Okay, so today, right, today we are going to look at the characteristic as well, the properties as well. Properties and characteristic is basically the same thing or not? Properties and characteristic, the same thing or not? The same or different thing? Same or different thing? Characteristic and also properties. Same thing or different thing? Primary 4.
Same thing.
Same thing, correct.
Same thing.
Yeah, same thing. Okay. So characteristic and also properties, alright, is basically describing about the materials. Okay. For example, if teacher show you this, alright, the bottle of my vitamin C. So if teacher asks you about the properties or the characteristic of this bottle, you can say that it's made up from plastic. Okay, it's hard, but we can mold them. For plastic, we can mold them. But some of the plastic, they are hard. And also, if teacher asks you the properties of glass, okay, you can describe to teacher. Transparent. Okay, so today we are going to look more into characteristic of materials or properties of materials, right? So at the end of the class today, inshallah, all of you will be able to describe the characteristic and also properties of material by doing activities. What is example of activities that we are going to do today? Right, so we're going to use our book and tomorrow we are going to do experiment individually at home. A simple experiment only. So explain through observation and also written, right? So we're going to use our science practical book today. Right, so properties of materials, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 that you need to know, okay? Absorb water or waterproof, float or sink, okay, whether that object can float or sink. Teacher want you to read for teacher lah. Ryan, the third one, what is the third one? What is the third one? This one, help teacher to read this one.
Okay. Conduct electricity.
Yes, whether that object can conduct electricity or not. Thank you, Ryan. Edina, read the fourth one, Edina.
Allow the light to pass through.
Okay. Adam Iman, the fifth one.
Conduct heat.
Okay, Amsha Khalis, number 6, last one. Amsha Khalif. Amal, number 6, Amal. Elasticity, correct. Okay. So these are the 6 characteristics that we're going to look more into today. So hopefully at the end of this class, if you cannot remember all 6, at least remember 3, then understand about the properties of materials. Okay, so today we are going to learn about the concept characteristic first. Tomorrow we are going to do experiment about elasticity, simple experiment only, right? So next one, we're going to look at the water absorption first. Okay, object that can absorb water, we already know. Okay, we have 6 examples that teacher provide here today. Farah Jumat is here just now. Farah, can you turn on your microphone? Can you help teacher to read, Farah? Farah, are you there? Amir Shazwan, help teacher to read.
Saya nak je.
Ya, jadi wait Amir Shazwan, the first one.
Sponge.
Sponge. Sponge can absorb water or not, Amir?
Yes.
Yes, correct. Jaden, second one.
Cotton.
Cotton, thank
I
you.
want to read the third one.
Okay, Aziz.
Towel.
Towel can absorb water or not?
Can.
Can. Cotton can absorb water or not, Jaden?
Can.
Can, thank you. Akil Naufal. Number 4, Akil Naufal.
One.
This one.
Tissue can.
Tissue.
but
Tissue can
it
absorb
will-
water?
Can.
Okay, correct. Thank you. Ainul Sumaya is here. Ainul Sumaya. Ryan is here. Okay, just now teacher, so 23. 23, now we have 33 already. Okay. Umanasif, after tissue, what do we have here, Umanasif? After tissue. Zara Sofia Samsul, paper. Zara Sofia Samsul, last one. Wood. Okay, so these are the example of the material that can absorb water. Okay. The opposite of material that can absorb water. What do we call the opposite of material that can absorb water, Kasih? Opposite. Material that can absorb water, what is the name of the opposite one?
Cannot absorb water.
Cannot absorb water. The other name for object that cannot absorb water?
Waterproof.
Waterproof, correct. Thank you. Okay, so for the waterproof materials, we have plastic, we have glass, they cannot absorb water. Okay, rubber cannot absorb water as well, metal, right? So all these material, right? All these material, they have their own reason why people use them to make a certain things. For example, okay, the function of water absorbent materials, all right, your kitchen towel or your body towel that you use every day, okay? For kitchen towel, we can use to wipe the spill on the table. For your towel that you use every day, for your body towel, what did you use for? What is the function of your body towel?
To dry our body.
Yeah, to dry our body. When you wake up this morning, when you go take your bath, then after you're done, you need to dry your body using your towel. So this is the function of the water absorbent material, some of the function, right? How about waterproof material? So waterproof material, for example, our bowl, all right, or the glass where you used to drink water, okay, the function of the waterproof material to retain liquid. Anyone can tell teacher what is meant by retain? What did you understand about retain?
Sorry, teacher ambil.
It's okay. Anyone can help teacher to explain what is meant by retain? What did you understand about the word retain? Please check your microphone. Teacher can hear someone is not turning off the microphone.
Amal, mute.
Retain.
Amal, mute.
Amal, please mute your microphone.
Amal, mute.
Retain means to keep the liquid. For example, your glass. What will happen if your glass can absorb water? What will happen if your glass can absorb water? If your bowl can absorb your soap?
No
Water
water for you.
disappear.
The water will disappear. If your water bottle can absorb water, the water will come out. So your water bottle cannot keep your water, cannot retain your water. Okay, so that is what is meant by retain. Then aside from retaining liquid, okay, waterproof material can protect us from rain as well. For example, teacher already share with you before. You even had in your practical book, we have raincoat, we have umbrella, and also tent. Yes, who click the raise hand button?
Me.
Yes.
Teacher, may I go to toilet?
Okay, Arayan.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so this is the function of the waterproof materials. Next one. Next one, Afia Wafa. Can Afia Wafa help teacher to read number 2? Just read only. Teacher didn't ask you to answer any question. Teacher asked you to help teacher to read only. Number 2, Afia Wafa. Afiq Shamil help teacher to read number 2. It's okay if you don't want to answer. So if you don't want to respond in my class, it's up to you. So don't question teacher if teacher mark you as absent later. Afiq Shamil help teacher to read number 2. Afiq Shamil, are you there? Auf, help teacher to read number 2. Do not click the raise hand button. Teacher will choose. Auf,
Yes, teacher.
read number 2.
Teacher, Afiq, mine is broken.
Materials that
Okay.
float and sink.
Materials that float and sink. So if that object can float, Auf,
Yes.
so if that object can float, it will stay on the surface of water or at the bottom of the container.
Surface.
Surface of water. Thank you, Auf. Well done. Okay. So float and sink. Afiq Shamil microphone is broken. It's okay. Right. So materials that can float and sink. All right. We already learned before in our primary 3. We already learned in our primary 3 and also in scientific skills. We already learned about object that can float and sink. Teacher hope you won't be confused anymore about the floating and also sinking materials. Okay, we have learned about density before. If you forgot, please do revision. Okay. So, object that can float and sink. Just now teacher asked out where is the point of the object if they can float. Okay, on the surface of water. On the surface of water. Wait, Koyim, can Koyim turn on the microphone, Koyim? Koyim?
Yes.
If that object can float on the surface of water, means the object is less dense or more dense than the
Less
water?
dense.
Less dense. Thank you, Koyim. Correct. Okay, so thank you. Alhamdulillah, you still remember, right? When that object can float, mean it is less dense compared to the water. If that object is sinking, okay, at the bottom of the container or at the bottom of the sea or river, okay, means that object is more dense. Okay, more dense. More dense doesn't mean lebih berat, is lebih tumpat, more dense, right? Okay, so this is the characteristic of object that can float usually, right? They will have air space. Sometimes they are made up of wood and also made up of plastic and they have air space, okay? And they can float. How about object that sink? Usually, okay, they don't have air space and also their weight is sometimes heavier. Okay, so made up from metal and also rock or stone. Right. So this is the experiment that we are going to do tomorrow. Okay. I know I know you might think that the experiment is very simple because we are going to test the elasticity of rubber band. But the objective of tomorrow's experiment, teacher want you to try on your own how elasticity works. Okay. So elasticity is basically the ability, all right, whether the material can return back to its original state or not after we stretch or we compress them. After we stretch or compress them. So, some of the object that you can test their elasticity, okay, you can test spring, you can test rubber band, or you can test balloon to test their elasticity, okay. Spring, you can compress and also you can stretch and compress, okay. And also balloon. So why do we call that object as elastic? Means they can return back to their original place. Okay, next one. Next one. Teacher want to choose someone. Rania, help teacher to read the next one, number 4, Rania.
Okay.
This one?
Materials that can conduct electricity.
All right, the green one?
Materials that allows electric current to pass through them.
All right, thank you. Good job. Okay, so number 4, we are looking at the materials that can conduct electricity. This one we already learned in our primary 2 or primary 3. Teacher forgot, but we already learned, okay, about the materials that can allow the electricity or electric current to pass through them. So we have 2 names that we need to know. Okay, we have 2 names that we need to know. Let's check whether you still remember or not. Safia, can you give teacher the name for the object that can let the current to pass through? Safia, one Safia.
Plastic.
No, the name we have 2 names. One start with C, one start with I. What? The material that can allow electric to pass through them.
I don't
Dot.
One dot.
We learn in primary 2 or primary 3? I think primary 2. Okay, let's check whether you still remember.
Right.
Anyone know?
No what?
Know what? The name of is not the name of object. The name of the materials that can allow electric current to pass through them. It starts with C-O-N, dot.
Conducting.
Conducting? Conducting or conductor, Zafif?
Conduction.
Conduction? Conductor, conducting or conduction? Which one?
Conductor.
Okay, it's okay. Well done. Good job. Okay,
Word right.
conductor. So
I said
conductor. Okay, conductor means the object that can allow electric current to pass through. Conductor. How about the opposite of the conductor? Zikri Izdiha. Zikri Izdiha is here today. Zikri Izdiha, the opposite of the conductor. Conductor, object that can allow the material to pass through them. The opposite one, conductor, the opposite of the conductor. Hasif, the name of the object opposite of the conductor start with in, dot. In what?
Inductor.
Inductor, no. Not inductor, but good try. Christina, remember the opposite of the conductor?
Opposite what?
Opposite of the conductor. Conductor is the object that can let electric current to pass through. How about the object that didn't allow the electric current? What do we call them? Start with in. Forgot. It's okay if you forgot. Nazreen, remember Nazreen? Nazreen,
Yes.
the object that can allow the electric current to pass through them. What?
Insulator.
Insulator. Correct. Insulator. Forgot already.
Insulator.
Yes, insulator. Thank you everyone for answering, teacher. It's okay, alright? It's okay, teacher. Hope at the end of the class today, you will remember what we have learned in today's class and also what you already learned in the previous primary. We learned in primary 2. Okay, conductor and also insulator. Okay, so conductors are the object that allow electric current to pass through. How about insulator? Insulator, they didn't allow the electric current to pass through. Means electricity cannot be conducted, okay, cannot pass through this object, insulators, okay. So for electric conductors, we have metal. Our body, human body, is electric conductors. That's why people said that after you're done taking your bath, well, your hand is still wet, do not touch any, do not touch any what? Electrical?
Electric material.
Electrical appliances, or do not go near to any switch. You need to make sure you are dry first. Why? Because our body is electrical conductors. We can allow the electric current to pass through us. Okay, that's why during rainy season, rainy season is very dangerous for us to go near to the electric pole outside from our house. Okay, because our body can conduct electricity. Okay, so whenever you want to touch something, if your hand is still wet, what should you do aside from drying yourself? What can you
Use the towel.
Use the towel, correct, because towel is electric insulator. What else you can use?
Hair dryer.
Hair dryer.
The dryer is electric.
When your hand is wet, okay, let's say you want to dry your hair, right, using hair dryer. You want to turn on the switch, but your hand is wet. What should you do? What should you use to cover your hand?
Touch it.
Tissue.
Tissue, correct, because tissue, sorry.
Glove.
Sorry everyone, because tissue is electric insulator. Glove, correct. What else?
Paper.
Or you can put your hand inside the plastic, because plastic is electrical insulator. Okay, so well done.
Baju.
Lap
tangan kat baju.
Lap tangan dekat baju. You can dry yourself first. Correct. You need to dry yourself first because our body, our hand, all of our organ can conduct electricity. Electric current can pass through. Okay, metal, human body, and also water can conduct electricity. So just now teacher already asked you question, all right? How about what you need to do and what you need to use if your hand is still wet? And some of you answer towel, correct? Because fabric cannot conduct electricity. Okay, cotton fabric, then wood, glass, and also rubber, or plastic and also paper. They are great insulator. Insulator means electric current cannot pass through them. Okay, so if you use conductor here, the bulb will light up or not? The bulb.
Yes.
Yes. The bulb will light up because what? Why the bulb will light up? Why?
Because the material is electrical conductor.
Yes, because the material is electrical conductor, so it will allow or did not allow?
It allows
It will allow the electric current to pass through it. Okay, so if electric current can pass through, then only the bulb will light up. That's how you answer. You explain. Okay, you need to answer in complete answer so that teacher won't have to ask you anymore. Why? How? Answer incomplete so that when teacher see your answer, oh, I don't have to ask anything anymore. Okay? Alright, so just now, conductor, this one is about insulator, cannot conduct electricity. Okay, so electrical insulator will allow or did not allow the electric current to pass through?
Did not allow.
Did not allow.
Did not allow.
Yes, correct, did not allow. So the bulb will lights up or not?
No.
No. The bulb will not light up because we use electric insulator. Insulator did not allow electric current to pass through. These are the example, okay? If you use conductor, right? If you use conductor, electric current can flow across this circuit. But if you use insulator, the bulb will not light up. Why? Because electric current cannot flow. Why cannot flow? Because you use object that did not allow electric current to pass through. So far, can you understand? Before teacher continue, can you show teacher thumbs up if you understand? Understand? Okay, thank you.
Of course,
very
yes.
much. Yes,
Yes.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, teacher
Yes.
continue. Because we have 6, all right, 6 characteristics we are going to look at today. So if you have any problem, you can ask teacher so that she can help you to understand. Yes, who clicked the raise hand button just now? Yes?
Nazreen.
Yes, Nazreen.
No, that was the thumbs up. I meant
that-
the thumbs up.
It's not a thumbs up. When you click the raise hand button, it's supposed to be like this. Yes, teacher. But it's okay. Thank you for responding to teacher. Thank
Teacher,
you.
I
It's
think we need to
okay.
open the camera because I can't see you.
You can see me?
I cannot open the camera because my internet is very strong.
I can see teacher.
Teacher already open lah. My camera, look at this.
I can see.
Teacher. I can see.
Ah.
I can see teacher.
You can see teacher?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, okay. Alright, so you can see, okay. You got anxious whenever you cannot see teacher, right? So same goes to me. When you turn off the camera, it's not that I'm not happy, but I'll feel better when I can see your face. Okay? Alright, so now we're going to look at the material that can conduct heat. Just now we're talking about electric current. So now we want to look into materials that can conduct heat. Okay. So what is the 3 object here? What is the 3 object here? What do we call this one? Anyone know the name? What do you call this one? Thermometer. Correct. Thermometer. Danish, what do we use our thermometer for, Danish? What is the function for thermometer?
For the heat.
To measure the temperature.
To measure the temperature. Correct. Thermometer, we use to measure our thermometer. Before this, okay, we're not really familiar with the thermometer. But now, since we are in COVID-19 pandemic, we can see thermometer almost everywhere. Why? To check our body temperature. Okay, because sometimes if we have fever, right, even though we didn't realize that we have fever, the thermometer can detect, right, the temperature of our body, right? Temperature, we don't have only one type of thermometer. We have many type of thermometer, and what you are seeing on your screen now is thermometer that we use in science laboratory, okay? But in our science lab, we rarely use this thermometer because they are very dangerous. But we do use them sometimes. But we don't really use them because they are very dangerous. Inside this thermometer, we have mercury, okay? Some material, some substance called mercury. So this mercury, let's say if you broke down the thermometer, okay, it fall down and broke, okay? It can bring many serious health problems to us humans. It's very dangerous, right? Even for people who want to clean them, they have to wear like full equipment and full cover equipment to clean the mercury. We cannot simply just wipe them using tissue, right? So that one is some of the general knowledge, okay, additional knowledge that you want to share. Okay, so if you observe this diagram, okay, we heat, all right, we put the candle here. Then the first mercury, the temperature of the mercury rise or not? Here, the first one. Rise or not? The first one. Temperature, rise or not?
Rise.
Rise. How about the second one? After some time, what happened to the second thermometer?
It also rise.
Yes, correct. How about the third one?
Also rise.
Yes, the third thermometer, the temperature is rising as well. So now, okay, what happened? What happened here? We only heat up at this point. What happened? The heat transfer or not? So the heat can pass through this material or not? The heat can pass through this metal rod or not?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
can pass through. The heat can pass through this metal rod. Why? Because we can observe after some time the temperature at the second and also third thermometer rise up as well. If the second and third thermometer, the temperature did not rise up, means this rod can conduct heat or cannot conduct heat. If the thermometer, the temperature at the second and third thermometer did not rise up, what will happen? So the rod can conduct or cannot conduct heat?
Cannot conduct.
Cannot conduct. Well done. Thank you. Good job. Okay. So let's look at the materials that heat conductors and heat insulators. So this one is the same term that we use for our electrical conductors. But now not electrical. Now we are talking about heat. Okay. So example of the materials that can conduct heat. Zikri Izdiha, can you help teacher to read Zikri Izdiha? The first one, read only, read only. Teacher didn't ask you to answer any question. Teacher asked you to help teacher to read only. The first one, Zikri.
Metal.
Metal, well done. Second one,
Clay.
clay. Okay, the third one,
Glass.
glass. Okay, so Zikri, good job. Metal, clay and glass can conduct heat or not, Zikri?
Can.
Can. Well done. Thank you, Zikri Izdiha. Okay, so heat conductors mean can conduct heat. All right, so metal, clay, and glass, some of the example of the materials that can conduct heat. Why we say metal, clay, and glass can conduct heat? For example, okay,
They
if
made by metal.
you come again.
And they made by metal. The glass.
Jeanette.
The glass made by.
Okay, Hasif, for example, if you're holding a hot water in a glass, can you feel the glass is hot, Hasif?
Yes.
Yes, so means the glass can conduct heat or not?
Yes.
Yes, correct. So for example, clay, right? So at my house, I don't have clay pot, but at some houses, okay, they have clay pot for them to cook. So clay can conduct heat. That's why we can cook. We can use the clay to cook. Okay, in the clay inside the clay pot. How about heat insulator? Heat insulator, they cannot conduct heat. Okay, for example, wood, polystyrene, rubber, plastic and paper, they cannot conduct heat. For example, if you want to hold a glass of hot water, if your fingers cannot stand the temperature of the glass, you can take plastic, it will be slippery. You can take towel, you can take or paper, right? Or any glove that made up from rubber or a glove that made from clothes that your mom used in the kitchen to hold the glass, all right? To help us to withstand the temperature of the glass. Because if we put hot water, glass can conduct heat, so the glass will become hot as well. Okay, this one we already learned in primary 2 as well, and also we already learned in topic lights in primary 4. Okay, what is meant by, teacher want to ask question. What is meant by transparent object? Tengku Haziq, transparent, transparent. Transparent. Haziq already lost in the island. Haziq,
Yeah.
should teacher send rescue team? Where are you? Okay, there you go. Haziq, what is meant by transparent? Just explain to teacher in a word that you understand. Simple word only.
Okay.
Transparent.
Transparent means blur.
Blur.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you Haziq for your answer.
Teacher, I need rescue, teacher.
Trans transparent is not blur, sayang. Transparent not blur.
Me?
Ryan, what is meant by
He can
transparent?
see through.
Call your friend. Thank you for your answer, by the way. You already answered just now, right? Teacher want to try to give chance to everyone to answer. Ryan Ramli. Transparent, Ryan.
see through it. For
Huh?
example, glass.
Glass, correct. So the light can pass through all of the light, or only partial or part of the light can pass through. Which one?
What?
Light, all the light can pass through, or only part of the light can pass through?
Only part of the light.
Glass. You said glass. So glass,
Oh, yeah. All of the
all
light.
of the light. Thank you, Ryan. Correct. Good job.
Okay.
Okay, well done. Correct. Transparent, all the light can pass through. How about translucent, Naufal? Muhammad Naufal. Hasif already answered just now.
Translucent.
Muhammad Naufal, translucent. What is meant by translucent?
Blur.
Huh?
Like blur.
Like blur. That one baru blur, Haziq. Translucent, only some part of the light can pass through. That's why we can see the blurry image. Okay, we cannot really observe what is behind. For example, if we have translucent, not translucent mirror, translucent cover that they use in the office sometimes.
Translucent cup.
Tingkap, correct. Windows, yes, correct. Okay, translucent. So we can see what is behind, but it's not really clear. Why? Because only partially, okay, only some part of the light is allowed to pass through. Okay, if transparent, all the light can pass through. Okay, next one. Mecca. Mecca, are you still in Langkawi, Mecca? Mecca.
Yes, dear.
Yes. Are you still in Langkawi?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Thank you for joining class, Mecca. Mecca, how about opaque object, Mecca? Opaque object. The light can pass through or not?
No.
No. Correct. Thank you, Mecca. Opaque object, the light cannot pass through. For example, this book. This book. This book is opaque, transparent, or translucent, everyone?
Opaque.
Opaque object. Why? Because opaque object. Correct, Hasif. That McFellery cup. McFellery cup is opaque object as well. Because if you hold the cup, okay, if you hold the cup, you cannot see my face anymore. Why? Because the light cannot pass through. Okay, a bit revision of topic light. In order for us to see object, okay, the light need to be reflected or refracted to our eyes. Which one?
Reflected.
Reflected. Good job. Okay, in order for us to see object, the light need to be reflected to our eyes for us to see object. Well done. Thank you. Alhamdulillah, you still remember. Okay. So these are the example of transparent. You can see the object clearly because the light can pass through. Okay. Translucent, all right, you can see, but it's blur because only some part of the light is allowed to pass through. Opaque object you cannot see at all because no light is allowed to pass through. Okay, so these are some other example. Okay, this one transparent, you can see clearly. Opaque object, okay, only some light can pass through. That's why you can see only some part of the features, this girl face features. Then opaque object, sorry everyone, you cannot observe the face feature of this boy at all because light cannot pass through at all, so you cannot see the object. Okay, so these are the other example, all right, other example that allow all the light to pass through. Your friend mentioned glass just now and also glasses, all right. What happen if teacher have glasses that made up from opaque object? What will happen?
You can't see.
Yes.
Oh,
Cannot see.
Yes, I cannot see. Why? Because the light cannot pass through. How can teacher see? Okay, if the light cannot pass through, right? So glasses is an example of transparent. But how about shades? When the one that you wear when you go for a picnic at the beach. How about this one? Translucent. Yes, translucent. Only some of the light is allowed to pass through, so it can protect your eyes from the radiation, from the strong heat and also strong light from the sun. Okay. All right. Opaque object. So we have few example of opaque object here. Your spoon, door. All right. So why we need to have these materials in our daily life? Okay, transparent can help us for a driver of a car, can help to see the road ahead of he or she clearly. Okay. How about shop's mirror? And when you walk by the shop, right? So if that shop have transparent mirror, you can see what is inside. So if you want to buy what is inside the shop, you can go in. So it can help. It can help for those who want to shopping to observe, right, inside the shop. Okay, how about translucent? Translucent, this is what teacher mentioned just now. Partitions in the office. In some office, we have these partitions to help, okay, to help to give us privacy. For example, if you want to do a meeting, right? If you want to do a meeting, it's better if we have this kind of partitions because it will give more privacy for us to discuss on certain things, okay? Then the sleeping lamp, right? It can help to produce better ambience, all right? Because if you wanna sleep, okay, sometimes we don't really like a totally dark room, right? Even though a totally dark room is good for your sleep, but some people they cannot sleep in a dark room. Okay, so you can buy a sleeping lamp that can have a translucent material to cover the bulb, right? It can help you to sleep better. And then last one, opaque material. Okay, opaque material. Some of the example we use for opaque material is our door. Okay, door because we want our door to give us privacy. We don't want someone to pass through our house or pass through our room, but they can see what we are doing inside the room. Okay, so we want privacy. We can use opaque object to create the door, or we can choose the door at our house or our room from opaque materials. Right. Next one, we have example of handbag. Okay, so handbag, sometimes we have handbag that are transparent. Okay, we can see what's inside. But some people at a certain occasion, they don't want people to know what is inside their handbag. Okay, so you can use the handbag that is made up from opaque object. Not only handbag or any kind of bag that you have. For example, if you want to bring your laptop, right? If you want to bring your laptop, it's the best for you to choose the opaque materials for your laptop bag. Why? So that people,
Nanti orang curi.
yeah, so that people won't know what is inside your bag. Later, if you keep your bag inside the car, then people know there's a laptop inside your car. it could be dangerous, okay, for you, your car, and also your family. All right, so that is the function. Okay, so we already look at all 6. All right, now time to give exercise to your fingers. Can you prepare your practical book? Practical book?
Already prepare.
Already prepared. Okay, anyone want to go to toilet or drink water before we continue? You can go. Yes?
I want to go and drink water.
Okay. If you want to go to a toilet or drink water, you can go first. Go first. Oh, Sumaya is here today. Sumaya, Adib, Nuzul, Zikri Ikram.
If you take my attendance.
Attendance? Later teacher will continue with the attendance.
Okay.
Okay. So just now, we already discussed about 6 characteristic or 6 properties. Sumaya, do you remember any of the properties that we discussed just now, Sumaya? Can you share with us? I know Sumaya. Sumaya?
Yes.
Can Sumaya share with us? We discussed 6. Can you give teacher 1 only? Any of the characteristic that you remember for the materials? You can give teacher any of the 6 characteristic that you remember. It's okay. Just try to tell teacher, then teacher will try to help you to memorize.
I don't remember.
You don't remember. How about the one that we just discussed just now about the opaque, translucent, and transparent? Do you remember that one?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So it's okay, teacher will ask you, what do we call object that can allow heat to pass through? So heat can pass through, we call it heat conductor or heat insulator. Which one?
Conductor.
Conductor, correct. Well done, I know Sumaya. Thank you. Right, Adib. 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 Adib, are you there?
Yes.
Adib, give teacher 1 characteristic from 6 that we already discussed just now. Huh?
I don't know.
You don't know? From 6. Nuzul? Nuzul remember or not? 6 that teacher discussed.
Teacher.
Yeah.
Saya punya buku dah habis.
Dah habis? Almost done? Wow. Dah habis? Last one dah? Last page?
I think Jaden is keeping pace.
Saya pun.
Yeah.
Dah nak habis.
Skipping je. I don't skipping.
Do we
Jaden
have
tutup balik je, saya nak tengok.
do we have enough space to do report tomorrow?
Space lagi ke tak?
Check.
Lepas tu ada masa tak buat kot tu.
Tak,
Check.
tak, Jaden memang skip pace rasanya.
Kylie. It's okay.
No, I look at
Kena
the
8 page lagi.
nothing. Nothing.
Lapan
Check
page.
dulu.
Eh.
Check dulu je. Saya check dulu je.
Yeah, check first. Microphone off je then.
Okay je.
Teacher, just now teacher explained to you almost 1 hour. You guys don't remember? 6.
Je, saya jumpa satu je.
Teacher, I know je. Absorb water, flow also.
Cepat je. Semua tu.
Allah nak pass through conduct heat and elasticity.
Elasticity then
Absorb water.
absorb water. Correct. Just now you already mentioned. Okay, well done, Kalish Dennis. Thank you. Okay, risau teacher. I explained almost 1 hour. But when I asked, you said you don't remember anything. It's concerning. So later, after we're done our notes, please check. Do revision with the notes. Okay, so now write date and date in your practical book as usual. Write date and date.
Done.
Day and date, and also title.
Done.
Title
The title
today.
also I'm done.
Okay, so we are going to do in form of mind maps today, right? So after we're done with this class, if you think that you don't remember or you couldn't take anything from this class, later make sure you do revision. It's okay. Sometimes some people they need more time to understand, so it's okay, but make sure you do revision later, okay? Thursday. What date is today?
Anak is presenting.
Today, what date is today?
Teacher not presenting.
Tuesday,
Yeah, I know. I want to present my screen now.
28th October.
Tuesday.
Today is Thursday. 28th October.
Okay. So later you have to take photo of your notes as usual, then send in Seesaw. You can check the Seesaw activity. Teacher already provide the activity for you to send your notes. October. Okay, date.
Teacher, saya punya practical pun ada satu lagi page je.
One,
Ah,
one page
Yang
lah.
ni baru perasan.
Yeah, it's okay.
Teacher saya teacher.
I like properties of material.
Can? It's okay.
Teacher, saya punya buku dah habis tapi saya jumpa satu space kat sini ada kotor-kotor sikit.
Where is it? Where is it?
Kat sini.
Okay, can use. No problem. It's okay. Okay, so the mind map is very simple. The mind map is very simple. Basically, teacher just want you to write, okay? This one we write here characteristic, okay? So we're going to do in form of mind map. Right, so you can do however you want, right? If you want to do box, you can do box. If you want to do clouds like this, you can do clouds. It's up to you. Okay, so how many characteristics have we learned today? How many?
6.
6. Well done. 6. Okay, so we just do in form of mind map, so it's easier for you to refer on later. Before this, where did you buy your practical book? Because we have 2 more topics and we have few experiments we need to do.
Pustaka Rakyat.
Pustaka Rakyat, right? Do you have
I think
extra
at school.
at school? Do you have extra at home? Your skill hebat? No, your practical book?
I don't have any extra one.
You don't have extra. Do you have extra tatan book? Extra 2-line tatan book?
I
The
have
blue line.
the book and then I'm gonna give to them.
Blue line tatan book. When you come to school later, teacher want
I have
to
so many 2-line tatan book.
Okay, so let's say if you're already done with your practical book later, you can use tatan book as long as you write size practical book on your tatan book, and then you can use that book. It's okay. Zikri Ikram, can you share with teacher one characteristic that you remember, Zikri Ikram? One characteristic of materials that you remember, the one that we discussed together. ask one only. Satu pun tak boleh ingat. Adam Ryan, one only Adam Ryan characteristic. Adam Ryan, one characteristic of materials. Adam Ryan. Asif, one characteristic, Asif.
Transparent, translucent, opaque.
Okay, transparent, translucent and opaque.
Object.
So ability to allow the light to pass through. Whether that object can allow the light to pass through or not. Number one. Okay, right.
I need some energy to doing my work.
Okay. Today individual self-learning do it, teacher. Later we do our skill habit. Number two. Anyone know number two?
Can I answer?
Can?
Heat conductor and heat insulator.
Okay, heat conductor and heat insulator ability to conduct the heat. Thank you, Zafir.
Welcome, teacher.
Okay. Right. Number three. Faris, remember number three, Faris? Number three. Allow the light to pass through, allow the heat to pass through.
Teacher, I know.
Okay.
Absorb water.
Absorb water. Koyim, right? Is that Koyim just now?
Yes.
Yes, thank you, Koyim. Because teacher can recognize your voice, but I'm afraid that I mistaken Koyim with someone else. Thank you, Koyim, correct. Okay, water absorption. The ability of that object can absorb water or is waterproof. Number 4.
Tadi saya tak dengar sebab tadi ada orang tengah buka benda tu bunyi.
It's okay. Faris, can you give teacher next characteristic? Allow the heat to pass through, done. Allow the light to pass through, done. Absorb water, done. What else? Aside from heat, what else? Ability to conduct what? To conduct? How we E?
Electricity. The electricity.
Electricity.
Tahu nak buat ayat macam mana?
It's okay. Electricity. Okay, ability to conduct the electricity. Whether that object will allow electricity to pass through them or not. Just now teacher can hear elastic. Elastic what just now? Number 5. Elastic.
Elasticity.
Well done. Elasticity. Correct.
Teacher, float or sing?
Float or sing. Thank you, Adam. Well done. Correct. Last one, number 6, we have float or sing. Whether that object can float or sing. Sorry, everyone. Number 6, float or sing. Or sing. Okay, so there you go, right? It's okay if you cannot memorize. Okay, teacher hope at the end of our class today, you guys do revision about what we have learned today. Okay, take your time to try to memorize. If cannot memorize 6, at least 3. So this is basically what you have to do today, simple only. So later you need to take photo of your notes, then upload at the seesaw activity. Okay, upload at the seesaw activity. Teacher want to see your notes.
Teacher, I'm done.
Done. Okay, so Amir,
Not done.
Not done. Not done. Do first.
Done.
I am done. Can I not colour?
Can teacher. I just color because I like to color. So you guys don't have to color.
Okay, I won't
Ah.
colour.
Teacher color because I love it. While waiting for you to finish up, teacher just color. But if you don't want to color, it's okay. As long as you already write the notes. Yes. Yes. So click the raise hand button. Yes. Yes. Yes.
No, it's me.
Yes. Why?
Do you know what my favorite song?
I don't know because you haven't told teacher.
But teacher don't tell to anyone.
If you don't want me to tell everyone, you have to wait until at the end of the class lah. You can tell teacher.
Teacher, I'm done.
Done. Okay.
Done
So
sending.
after you take photo, go to your seesaw activities.
Teacher, I'm not done.
Wait. Teacher will show the screen after this. Actually, this seesaw activity, teacher already included the notes. Okay, this one. Teacher already included the notes, so you can do revision later. Alright.
No.
So teacher already include the notes that you need to know. So just send. Amir Shazwan already sent the notes. Well done, Amir. Thank you. Later teacher will approve. Okay. So for those who not done, continue to do your notes. And those who already done, listen to teacher. Open your Skill Hebat book, page 58. Open Skill Hebat book, page 58. Page 58. Do number 1 first. Do number 1 first. Number 1 only.
Teacher, what page?
Until
58.
B ke? Until B ke je?
Number 1, A and B. Number 1 only.
Okay, we discuss.
We
Now-
discuss at 9:45.
Okay.
10 minutes should be enough good. A and B only. Read the question properly.
Teacher, the skill hebat need to send.
No, skill hebat we discuss together. Later you tick, but you don't have to send to teacher. Since we already discussed together, so you you don't have to send. 58.
Okay.
So right here, 58. I choose pen just now, but since I use watercolor, let's try one more time. 2:58, 9:45 we discuss. Question number 1, read the question properly, what they want to investigate about. What is the experiment is all about, what they want to investigate about. Which characteristic of material they are investigating.
Teacher, how to spell absorption?
A-B
A-B, okay. S-O-R-B-T-I-O-N.
absorption.
Oh, okay, P, okay, wait.
If absorption, P. If absorb, B.
Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome.
Teacher, is it nice my background?
Yeah, it's Halloween.
Is that a new one? New background?
This one is the new background for Happy Halloween. We
Oh.
love it because I love candy. I love candy so much, teacher.
Because it's October, right? Halloween.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those already done with the notes, okay, if you want to send the picture later, you can send later, but do page 58. Number 1 only, do one question only, number 1 only. This one teacher will send in seesaw later for those who are not done.
Teacher, do question number 1. Apa maksud teacher?
Do page 58, number 1 only. Can do page number 1. Do page 58, question number 1 only.
Teacher, could you send the activity?
Activity? You don't have skill hebat book?
No.
No. Wait. Just can. I thought you already come and pick your book at school, eh? When you come to school next month, you guys will come or not?
I come.
When
I
you come,
think so.
I'll come if I have to.
InsyaAllah, I gonna.
Teacher, hari Ahad ni saya nak balik
I
kampung.
have to.
I will come.
if you have to come to school, teacher want to see you. Okay,
Teacher,
so
tomorrow I go to my culture.
Hasif and Zafif is going back to your hometown?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow. Okay.
Teacher, on
Yes.
11 of November,
Teacher, saya
I
pergi
going
hari
to
Ahad.
Ahad.
Teacher, at 28 November, I need to go
Sampai
to the
Friday.
hometown.
Okay, so teacher hope you guys, when you go to your hometown, have fun and take care of yourself, okay? So
Don't salam with other people. Don't get COVID
but
because I will
your
share.
grandparents, Your grandparents, you can shake hand with your grandparents, but before you go to your hometown, you have to do certain tests, right? Your self COVID-19 kit you can buy at the pharmacy, okay? Before you go to your when teacher want to send the activity for your friend who didn't have the scare book.
I already.
I'm done.
I'm trying to send.
Okay, wait, teacher want to stop recording for a while.
Teacher, I'm already
Yes.
done.
Already done in page 58.
58A and B.
Yes, done. So 9:45 later we discuss.